The LEGO One Piece 2026 lineup has just been leaked, and we're gonna go over every single set and what they could be. So according to BrickTap, there are 6 leaked sets that are rumored to be in production, and we're gonna go over them one by one to see which ones I think they're gonna be. And then at the end, please let me know, by all means, whether you agree or disagree with what my predictions are, and drop your own predictions in the comments if you want to. First thing to know is that the rumored 2026 sets include a marine ship, Drum Island Castle, and a buildable chopper set. This makes a lot of sense because Netflix themselves have said that season 2 will end at Drum Island. And for those of you who don't know, we're going to be getting Loguetown, Reverse Mountain, Whiskey Peak, Little Garden, and Drum Island. So that's 5 different locations, 5 different islands for the Straw Hats to visit in season 2 of the Netflix show, which means that basically any and all of these locations will be fair game for Netflix and LEGO to bring forward in the LEGO sets. Like I said before, there are 6 sets, so we're gonna go from the smallest, cheapest set to the biggest, most expensive set, starting with number 1, which is gonna be item number 75641 with 271 pieces at around $30 USD. I think this is either gonna be a Smoker's motorcycle set, which would be pretty cool to see, or more likely for me, a Chopper's Creator 3-in-1 set. First of all, this is a set that a lot of fans have been clamoring for ever since LEGO dropped season 1 sets, and it's just a really cool motorcycle. Let's be honest, that design, as well as Smoker's hype pre-time skip, makes it a pretty good contender for a collectible set. I am not so keen on this being the first set, but I felt I should mention it. What I am more interested in seeing, and what I think will be seen, is the Chopper 3-in-1 set. If you look at the Creator 3-in-1 sets that are currently available on lego.com, and matter of fact, let's look at it right now, you will see that most of these Creator 3-in-1 sets are within that range, within that piece range, I should say. Cute Animals Playful Puppy Dog is 336 pieces, Wild Animals Colorful Hummingbird is 312 pieces, Fierce Dinosaur is 283, Space Exploration Telescope is 278, Wild Animals Tropical Toucan is 225, so you get the point. As a reminder, this first set is 271 pieces. Now, that is not the only criteria of which I am predicting this with. More importantly to me is that we get to see, and spoilers for One Piece Season 2, if you have not seen the source material, there's going to be some spoilers for Season 2. Just because I have to predict these things. But yeah, now that that's out of the way, he is a Zoan fruit user, as we know. He has the Hito Hito no Mi, or the human fruit, as a reindeer, making him a human reindeer. I think we'll be seeing a Creator 3-in-1 so that we can get 3 of Chopper's main Zoan forms, which are his human form, his reindeer form, and his hybrid form. Plus, if it is Chopper himself, it's likely not going to be a huge set, meaning that the $30 price point and the 271 piece count would be justified because it's just the one character, but it also gives you 3 different variations of the same character. Moving on, we have item number 75642 at 547 pieces and $60 US. I think we're gonna get Loguetown. Now, I was just talking about Smoker's motorcycle. I think this could maybe show up in Loguetown, but more importantly, I think Loguetown will be more of a minifig driven set. Of course, if this is Loguetown, that 547 piece count will majority be going to the execution tower that Luffy is on. I believe we'll see Luffy, Buggy, obviously, if this is Loguetown, a couple of the Straw Hats, maybe Nami, Sanji, Usopp, something like that. Zoro's kind of on his own side mission in this. We may not get him in the Loguetown set. Probably Alvida as well, and then Smoker with his motorcycle, maybe. If we get a motorcycle set, I believe that it'll be a small kind of, I doubt we'll see a unique mold for Smoker's motorcycle, just because it is a little more unique and it would only show up in basically one set. So I don't think that LEGO, who is the same company who skimped out on printing Nami's legs, would put that money into a mold specifically just for Smoker's motorcycle. Might we see Monkey D. Dragon in this set? I don't know. He might be too busy looking east to show up in this set. We'll have to see. Moving on to set number 3, we've got item number 75643 at 576 pieces, very similar in piece count to the predicted Loguetown set at $70 USD. I think we're gonna get Whiskey Peak, and the reason why I think this is gonna be Whiskey Peak is this is sort of on the smaller end, but at the same time the mid-range of our One Piece sets. What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what that means. I'm looking at the One Piece Season 2 trailer, and I'm seeing a lot of shots of Whiskey Peak as basically this open market with a bunch of easy ups. And I think based off of Buggy the Clown circus tent from Season 1, which is sitting at 573 pieces, as a reminder, this set would be 576 pieces. I think in that same style of set, we're probably going to get a couple easy ups for the Whiskey Peak Plaza set piece, and we're going to get a couple minifigures as well. We're probably going to get the first sighting of Princess Vivi in this set. We might get a Higurum a Higurum minifigure. Maybe we'll get some of the Baroque Works people. We might get one or two of those minifigs in there. Maybe a Mr. 4, maybe even the first sighting of Nico Robin. We know that she's going to be in Season 2, so if she is going to have a minifig, this is probably the best place to slot her in. But yeah, the main thing I'm going off of for this set specifically is how many times in the trailer we see these Whiskey Peak shots. Moving on to set number 4, item number 75644 at 733 pieces and $80 US. I think this could be Little Garden. And I say Little Garden also because of the trailer shot. I think the trailer shot is basically a highlight reel for the big islands that we're going to get, and Lego is using those hype moments to base sets off of. And I think this is where we're going to get probably most of the piece count going to Dory and Bragi, our giant characters. Now in the trailer, they make it very clear that Dory and Bragi are massive. They are huge, especially in comparison to Nami, who is in the foreground and also standing on the Mary. Now I think it would be a shame if Lego did not take this opportunity to make sort of bigger models of these giants. If they did sort of a big fig situation, I think I would be pretty disappointed, especially because the trailer went out of its way to show the massive scale of Dory and Bragi. Other than that, I think most of these pieces are probably going to be going towards these giants because there's not that much infrastructure on Little Garden. It's a giant, ancient, prehistoric island, right? Unless you're gonna do something like the wax cake that Mr. 3 sets up for Zoro, Nami, and Princess Vivi. In that case, we might also get to see Mr. 3 and Miss Golden Week minifigs. This feels like a Baroque Works heavy minifig lineup coming up. And they'll probably all be unique minifigs for those of you who collect or resell these things, just because they don't really show up past this part of One Piece. But moving on to number 5 with item number 75645 at 1,038 pieces and $100 US. If you remember back to the beginning of the video, I said the rumored sets would include a marine ship, Drum Island Castle, and a buildable chopper. Well, here's where I think they would put the marine ship. The Going Merry pirate ship is 1,376 pieces. This is a decent amount less than that, but I think if there was going to be a marine ship, it would be around this kind of piece count. That would be, like I said, 1,038 pieces. I think it's really great that they've started lowering their prices again. If this is accurate, it's 1,038 pieces at $100. Still just a little bit high, comes out to around 10 cents a piece, but that is significantly lower than we've been seeing in 2025 sets. It's debatable whether this marine ship is going to be Smoker and Tashigi's marine ship or if it's going to be Garp's marine ship. We really don't know. If you recall, in Season 1, Garp plays a huge role in that season, one that he doesn't really play in the anime or the source manga, as he's revealed a lot later. But because of that addition of Garp in Season 1, it's kind of a toss-up whether we're going to get a marine ship based off of Smoker, the main marine in Season 2, most likely, or whether we'll get a reappearance of Vice Admiral Garp coming back in Season 2 in this form. And for the final set, we have item number 75646 at 1,705 pieces and $170 USD. This one has to be the Drum Island Castle. It just has to be. It was in the rumored sets, and this is the biggest piece count for any of the sets in here. I think it has to be Drum Island Castle. It also is kind of the climax for what Season 2 story seems to be, arcing towards. If we take a look at Season 1 sets, a similar silhouetted set, Battle at Arlong Park, only took them about 926 pieces. Now, there is something to be said about that set being a disappointment, but they still got the silhouette down in 900 some pieces. 1700 pieces I think is plenty for a castle, especially Drum Island Castle. I think what they're probably going to do is what they've been doing recently for all the other sets, which is have a cool looking facade and then you turn it around and it's a bunch of rooms just like that. It is what it is, but I'm just saying Drum Island Castle is probably going to be the biggest structural set that we have of any of the locations in season 2, and I think that would probably be where they put it. Now, in terms of minifigs, we're probably going to get Luffy and most of the Straw Hats, if not all of these Straw Hats. We're probably going to get Chopper, at least in minifigure form. I would like to see, and you know, fingers crossed, maybe we get to see a human form Big Fig Chopper. That could be cool. Is that possible? Maybe. Maybe it's more possible than the Chopper 3-in-1, so who knows. We're probably not going to get both Hero Look and Kureha in the same set, but you know, hopefully we get one of them at least. I think it's probably more likely going to be Kureha. We'll most definitely get a Wapple minifigure, as well as maybe Chess and KM, his little goons. But we'll definitely be getting Wapple, and I think we'll probably get a Dalton one too, whether he's in human form or in bull form. That is to be seen. There's a couple ways they could do it with existing minifig molds, but we'll have to wait and see. I think there will probably be some homages to the Cherry Blossom stuff. Maybe part of the set has some pink snow on it, something like that. That would be a nice addition to it. If we don't get Hero Look here, which again, I think we probably won't, what I definitely think we'll get, because we've seen it in precedent with the other season 1 sets, especially Arlong Park, we get the Arlong Pirates flag. So I think here in the Drum Island Castle set, we will definitely get 99% certainty the Hero Look Jolly Roger, because I mean, it's such a big story moment in the anime. It's probably going to be a huge moment in the live action as well. Luffy holding the Hero Look Jolly Roger, that's probably going to happen in the show. I highly doubt they wouldn't put a Hero Look Jolly Roger in there, whether it's a printed piece or a sticker, that I don't know, but I think we're definitely going to get that flag in there. Now, there's one last thing that I've neglected to talk about in this video up until now, which is the One Piece bounty posters that we have gotten in season 1, specifically which ones we might get in season 2. So I've got a list of a couple of people that have been announced as casted in One Piece's season 2 that I think could potentially have bounty posters, and then I'm going to narrow it down to the 8 that I actually think are going to have bounty posters, and I'm going off of 8 because that's what we got in season 1. So at the top of my list is going to be Dragon, then we have Igaram, Miss Golden Week, Miss Wednesday, Hero Look, Mr. 9, Mr. 5, Miss Valentine, Mr. 3, Dory, Bragi, Crocus, Mr. 0, and Miss All Sunday. And I feel like a lot of these probably aren't going to be wanted posters, especially because we haven't even seen them in the anime. I think we can probably take out Monkey D. Dragon, Igaram, and Hero Look, because although Hero Look is technically wanted, we've never seen his wanted poster. We also have never seen an Igaram poster or a Monkey D. Dragon poster. And I think Crocus can probably be taken out as well. We figure out later on down the line who he is, but we've also never seen a wanted poster for him, so I'm not going to put him on here. Now, in terms of Baroque Works people, I think it's probably most likely that we see the men, just because they are a little bit stronger than their female partners. So we might see a Mr. 9 and maybe a Miss Wednesday because of other reasons. We might see Mr. 5. He's a little bit stronger. We might see a Mr. 3 as well. And I think the surefire ones that are most likely going to be in this new release are probably going to be Dory and Bragi, the Giant Warrior Pirates, probably discontinued bounties from a long time ago. And then Mr. 0 and Miss All Sunday. I think those two are definitely going to be on there because I said spoilers, but I'm trying to keep it spoiler free. But for reasons, we know that Mr. 0 has one and Miss All Sunday also has one. So I think we'll probably be seeing those in this new set. But that is all I have for today. Let me know about my predictions. What do you think of them? Are they accurate to you? Do you have differences? Let me know down below. Make sure to follow CoupleOldBricks on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for all things Lego, as well as CoupleOldBricks on Bricklink, BrickOwl, and eBay for all your Lego needs. We will continue to be updating you as more information comes out, especially about One Piece. But until next time, Peace and love.